your girl's coins. Your girl's coins ain't coining, you know? Right now, I feel like, you know how you have the bubble gum machine, you just put in 1 quarter at a time. I feel like that's literally how like my bank account is rolling. It's just like 1 quarter. That's it. All it can fit is 1 quarter. And I get one gum. With him, I know I can stand no matter what. I'm so annoying. I annoy myself, honestly. Lip gloss check. Okay, okay. Before I even start, I just want to say thank you for stopping by my corner of this YouTube world. I appreciate you guys giving me your responses on my last video. You guys enjoyed it, and I appreciate you for that. So I know we're not in my typical setting. I'm usually in my car, and that's typically where I like to make my YouTube videos because I just feel like it's more natural, more like personal. But unfortunately, we had to be here in my living room. But, I hope this brings more of a cozy vibe. I hope you kind of are just relaxed and you're just in the element of just receiving, whatever you're here to receive. On this channel, I talk a lot about like self improvement, self awareness, anything when it really comes to just improving yourself and elevating to your higher self. So if this interests you, continue to watch and please join us here. We're a community, we're a family. Subscribe to my channel so you see updates on my next video. And if you want to follow me on other social medias, just follow me down below. All that information will be in the description box. So, you guys, I have to be very open. Well, I don't have to be open. Let me just slow that down. I don't have to be open. However, I like to feel like this is kind of like my virtual diary, and you guys are here kind of just with me on this journey of my virtual diary. And something that I wanted to talk about that a lot of people don't really like to admit, especially on social media, because it's just taboo, I guess. But I wanted to talk about just showing gratitude. And if y'all see me looking down, if you see me looking down, you know why I'm looking down because my notes are right in front of me. It's showing gratitude, how to show gratitude to yourself when you are going through financial hardship. And this one really spoke to me, you guys, because your girl's coins. Your girl's coins ain't coining, right now, I feel like, how you have the bubble gum machine, you just put in 1 quarter at a time. I feel like that's literally how like my bank account is rolling. It's just like 1 quarter. That's it. All it can fit is 1 quarter. And I get one gum. But I decided to make this video because I feel like it's relatable. I feel like a lot is going on, not just with me personally, but just going on in this economy. And I am not going to lie to you. This is not coming from, if you would have asked me this 2 years ago, I would have told you I struggle with gratitude, for a long time, I've struggled with gratitude. Even to this day, sometimes I get in my old ways and habits and I struggle with being grateful for where I'm at in my life because I think I'm supposed to be somewhere else. And I've had so many people in my village. And when I say my village, I mean my family, my friends who reminded me like, hey, Faith, show gratitude today. Show gratitude. So I want to touch on some things when it comes to gratitude. Now, this one's going to throw you for a loop, but follow me. Let me land. So the first advice that I have is get off of social media. Okay. Get off of it. Now, I know you're probably like, girl, but listen, yes, you're on social media right now, but I'm saying get off of uh, get off of consuming content that is not healthy for you. The reason why I say get off of social media and even somewhat get off of your phone, really overall, but get off of social media because you're going to be comparing yourself. You're going to be seeing other people who are on vacation. You're going to see people who are telling you to sign up for this next workshop. You're going to get a lot of influence, and the influence that you need to have is where you are currently. You don't want to be swayed when it comes to your finances You don't want to start feeling like you need to overcompensate by purchasing something like a workshop to help you get ahead in the next 10 weeks and make six figures. You don't want anything to start triggering your finances and to start making you feel like you're not adequate. So, getting off of social media is really helpful because now you're not comparing yourself to anyone. You're in your own world, you're in your own lane. You're not influenced to buy something. You're not influenced to being like, hey, I need to purchase this item so I can look like I have it. Getting off of social media puts you back into your reality. And a lot of us are getting lost. A lot of us are getting lost. A lot of us are so used to scrolling, and then when we get off of our phone we see that our circumstances are still the same. So really reminding yourself like, hey, I've been on the phone for too long. And iPhones are really good about that. I don't know if you guys are using the little time management thing on iPhones, but they're really good with showing you how long you stay on your phone. But use some tools. I don't know if you have to just put an app just to show you and remind you how long you are showing with screen time, or you can just simply just put down your phone and only pick up your phone when it's important for important things. So getting off of social media is definitely going to show you that you are in your own reality, you are in your own life, and therefore you'll start to appreciate the things that are happening in your life, especially during the times of like hardship. Now, this easily segues into what I was going to say, but facing your reality. Reality is hard for a lot of us to consume. Our reality is that we don't want this to be our reality. We want our reality to be better. We feel like we deserve more. Like, hey, I worked so hard. Why don't I have the newest car? Hey, I should have a husband by now. I should be in a relationship with a dog in a cute high rise. Like, we are so influenced by the things that we see other people have that we're not really facing our reality. And our reality is that, hey, you cannot run from this thing until you face it. So, right now, your reality is that I don't make a lot of income. How are you going to create more income? What are you going to do to align yourself with more income? And the one thing I can't tell you that. Personally, I cannot tell you that. But one thing I can say is that wherever you're at, you have to consider like, hey, do I have a roof over my head? Do I have food in the fridge? Am I able to take care of my children? Am I able to put clothes on their back? Am I able to be a good partner, sister, friend, cousin? That is showing gratitude like, hey, these are the things that I can do, even these are the things that I can do and it won't affect my finances. It's for free. Let's just remember free. I know a lot of us haven't heard that word free in a long time, but think about the things that you can do for free and still show up as a full person. For real, this is like a hard pill to swallow, but I have to say it. But finding beauty in the struggle, and I know this is cliche, but a lot of us hear cliche statements and there's a lot of truth to it. So when you find beauty in the struggle, you can stop feeling like it's the end of the world. Now, I struggle through this. I tend to feel like everything is the end of the world. I'm like, "Oh my god, it's over." And it's like, "No, it's not over. There's beauty in the struggle." You may not have, like, for instance, I'll give you an example, perfect example. I struggled like financially with like I struggled, right? And I couldn't buy like some of the snacks that I wanted to buy. I couldn't go out to eat like I usually do. I can splurge the way I usually splurge. But I'm so grateful because that has helped me to stop eating unhealthy. That has helped me to start cooking more. So those are the things where I'm talking about finding beauty in the struggle. Kind of taking a sometimes we need things to happen so we can go back to our core, back to the basics. Because then you realize and you remember what you have, and I'm looking down, y'all. I know I'm looking down. You do remember actually what you have. You remember like, hey, I have a lot of things. Maybe I'm going without a few things that I want, but I have everything that I need. So finding beauty in the struggle really reminds you to get back to your core, to your roots. And it shows you like, hey, I appreciate where I'm at in my life. Like, Everything is not peaches and cream, but hey, I'm here and I'm actually doing it. I'm actually in the process. And I know you guys hear me talk about this a lot, but talking to someone is so important. And I'm not talking about just like, hey, I talked to my friend and she told me this and that and my family. No, like actually finding community, finding a group, finding a therapist, finding professionals, finding a coach who can actually help you segue into like, hey, this is the things that I want to do. This is where I'm at. They can help you. There's some financial coaches that can help you to start budgeting, to put things into place. So you are going through this hardship, but you don't have to go through this hardship. You just have to find the tools. Find some free things. There's so many free workshops on Eventbrite. There's so many free Zoom classes that are being promoted. And you can look up coaches. You can look at people who actually want to help you start off with a better financial literacy. And you can start doing those things now. Just because you're broke or you're not financially where you are, you can take $50, you can take $10, and you can start something. You can start something to start helping you save. Again, look into talking to someone to help you better your finances. And lastly, y'all, because I love this. I love this. I like this is me. Be kind to yourself. Like simply be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Showing gratitude right now is like, hey, I'm gonna laugh about this. This is so painful for me that I could only cry and then laugh and then pick myself back up and be kind and really getting to a place where you're like, hey, I'm this is making me stronger. Because if I'm here right now and my bank account is zero, imagine when my bank account has $100. Imagine when my bank account has $1,000. If I feel like this right now and I'm showing gratitude and I'm showing up for myself, then that shows a lot. Like one thing I can say about just because you're going through financial hard times, you don't have to look or be the part of hardship, if that makes sense. So you can really take time with like making sure you're groomed in other ways. You can make sure your clothes are fully ironed and hung up. You can make sure your house is very, very clean. One thing my grandma taught me that I always loved about my grandma said, Faith, my kids, I was poor, but my kids never knew they were poor. And that meant that she kept a lifestyle that they didn't even know that they were poor because the condition of her house. She kept her house clean. She made sure that the necessities were there. She made sure that when she did her laundry, she took care of her laundry. She took care of her clothes. She took care of her appearance. She started doing her hair. She did her own kids' hair. And that says a lot. It's not so much of, am I going through this financial hardship and I need to buy the latest X, Y, and Z to look the part? No. I don't know how many times I've seen people in designer and they look dusty. They look dusty. You're like, ew. I don't care how much money your clothes are. You look dusty. And at the same time, you can see somebody who barely, their outfits are really simple, nothing too flashy, and they look well groomed and they look well put together. That's kind of going back to the basics. Get back to the core of your true self, of what you need versus what you want. All right, you guys. So I hope this brought love and light to you. I hope you can show up and just being more, within yourself, more showing more gratitude, more appreciation on where you're at currently in your life. I know, hardship is falling on a lot of us in a lot of different ways, but I just wanted to bring this message to you just because I know I'm not the only one who's going through this. And you know me, I'm going to come here and I'm just going to share my advice. But at the end of the day, you have to do the work. So, go ahead, like, subscribe. Hopefully, this brought some love and light into you. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.